Nicky there somewhere. It's down the boat. Ciaran! Somebody help me! Ciaran, wake up, please! Wake up! Marley! Marley! My mate! Give me back my son! The hell with him! Yeah! I need a pistol! He suffers because of you! I can't believe it, Lou. Come back!
Reverse Cowboy.
This
is
Reverse
Cowboy.
Cowboy. Episode
55.
Storm Ciaran is coming! We've got to get to shelter!
Amazing. Wow.
Exactly, Lewis Saunderson, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be no in it. There's going to be no in it. Lewis Saunderson, one and only.
Are these? May I have one of these?
Right,
Yeah. However you want, mate. You're the star.
Have you really got to drive home?
Yeah, I've got to drive home, but I've only had one
right.
or two.
5.
Still under the limit.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, it's episode 55 of Reverse Cowboy, and can you believe it or not, we've got, can I say, one of, if not the most prominent actors on TikTok, Lewis Saunderson, ladies and gentlemen. Come down to join us. What are you saying, Lewis?
I'm good, thank you for having me. I appreciate your kind words.
Oh, mate, you know I'm a big fan, right?
Yeah, I do.
You know.
I see that.
have you got any bigger fans than him? Like, does anyone else annoy you more than him?
Have you got any like celeb fans?
Not
saying I'm a celeb or anything.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't want to give the game away, but obviously you've told me you've got some celebrity friends that have messaged in with some questions. So, and
true.
they watch my content, so that's really it's nice to hear. But who knows? This is the power of
so fast, isn't it? Your profile.
This is the power of the internet. This is the power of social media. And you know, I think what you have to remember sometimes is that, you know, just because you're a celebrity or a star, and I'm not referring to myself, I'm talking about.
I think you are. Yeah.
I'm talking.
I'd say 1.2 minutes. No,
I'm talking about celebrities and movie stars, whatever.
Yeah, but you're talking about them in the classic framework. Like,
But-
I'm telling you now, 1 million plus on TikTok, you're the modern day rock star, and that's straight up fact.
I appreciate that, I do. But my point being that, you know, they will have phones. Some of those will be on TikTok, and, you know, no doubt some of those will see some of my content. So whether or not they follow or reach out to me.
For anyone, just to you know, like sweep up round the edges or whatever they call it in the industry, is that what they call it, Vom?
Yeah, I'm mainly music background, but yeah, I've done a bit of work on films, and yeah, they do call it sweeping.
just to do a bit of mind sweeping for anyone who doesn't know. So, Lewis has embraced. We were talking about this a moment ago. I'll let you go into it in a minute, but Lewis has kind of embraced the TikTok side of acting, and. I mean, it's emotional awareness. Let's say you bottle it. You have to.
Yeah.
Is that have you found like the thing you want to do? Like, why did you not go for the traditional like Hollywood route or the soap route? You've gone for awareness.
Don't work like that, mate. Have you? It's gritty gear.
I know. Yeah.
That Hollywood bullshit. Like, he ain't Botoxed up. He's a real guy. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I do. I'm just wondering why, like, how it works now. Are there other awareness actors that you're
what
sort
do
of
you want him to
up
do?
against?
Move to fucking Hollywood, straight to Hollywood.
Or Dalston or wherever. Yeah, I don't know. Like, hang out. I just think.
Work like that, bro.
I don't know how this industry works. I've been out of the game for a while since Johnny English 3 was made. I've not been acting. You know.
the acting industry. Let's just talk about the acting industry for a moment. So, you know, the acting industry is a very competitive, saturated industry. There's obviously a lot of good talent out there. There's a lot of amazing unseen talent out there. And I just think we live in a day and age today whereby, you know, platforms like TikTok.
You can film yourself.
You know, you can do it
out the
yourself.
middleman.
You cut out the middleman. You're putting your stuff out there. You know, it's a very you're exposing yourself, and it's a very vulnerable thing to do because you're sort of doing it all yourself. You've got no kind of lighting guy or sort of cinematographer or director or whatever sort of saying, oh, actually, not happy with that one. Let's do another take. You're kind of judging it all by yourself. So therefore, I'm speaking about myself. You know, I'm sort of creating these stories. I'm then sort
So you're the writer, the director, the actor.
I do it all. So you know, I'll come up with the
What does
idea.
that come down as? On paper, it'll be writer, director, producer.
Yeah,
Actor.
but I'm also doing the setups. I'm doing
So-
the kind of technical side of it behind the scenes. I'm then sort of doing the
Editor?
the editing for it afterwards.
You're doing the marketing as well.
The marketing. So I'm sort of doing it all, and you know, it has to get to a point because you have to sort of put out regular content where you sort of go, well, that'll do. That's good enough. I need to get it out there. So, and then it's over to the audience to, you know, have their say. But going back to the acting industry, you know, I train professionally as an actor in London, your ends where you are currently living, East London.
The prestigious East 15 acting school, I
East
believe.
15 acting school, which was known as prestigious. And you know, I graduated 2008. I trained from 2004.
Proud moment?
So very proud moment, and that was my dream back then. Like I wanted to go to drama school. That was the thing to do if you wanted to be an actor.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's your dream now?
My dream now is to listen. If I can just make a living off creating, telling stories,
Raising
and
awareness.
raising awareness, but just, you know, basically
Saving lives almost, really, with some of those videos, because you're going to make people aware of dangers they've not even thought about.
there
You
is
know what?
that.
You ain't wrong.
There is that, but I mean, you know, when you listen, it's not rocket science. It's not curing cancer. It is. I am.
better.
I'm a person.
No, that's boring.
I'm a
No one
creative.
wants to watch that.
I'm a creative.
I'm going to watch a 45-minute video.
Fuck that.
45-second video.
But-
of rock
I want to be
and roll.
moved to tears.
You know,
Fuck that.
I'm a creative person. You know, telling powerful stories. And
I want to watch police officer rushes to crime scene where
Yeah.
daughter is found.
Of course,
That's my
And,
favourite
you
one.
know, I'm very proud of that one. Actually, that was my last big one that kind of popped off. But
You get phenomenal numbers on some of these.
I do, and
Like
that's
phenomenal.
that's because
Let me ask you this.
go on.
What's the population of the UK roughly?
About 400,000, 50, or
You
something.
don't know, yeah, 60 million odd.
Is it 60
something
million?
like that.
How many views Grieving the Loss of a Soulmate got?
How much?
What do you reckon?
Grieving the loss of a soulmate. Oh, I don't know.
36.
So half the country saw it, essentially.
Only 2 people, bruv. And
Fucking
you bear in
hell.
mind, a lot of them people haven't got phones. They're not on fucking TikTok. You start boiling it down. It's more or less everyone.
Yeah, but obviously, when you look at the numbers like that, yes, but obviously that's, you know, people from around the world.
Yeah, but surely it's got to be 90% English. or
Well,
not.
when you're, because are you on TikTok?
I'm not
Are
on them,
you-
but-
as in
I've
this?
tried and failed, mate.
This is, yeah, but we're just dipping our toes in.
So as you know, anyway, whether this is or you are, when you're on TikTok, you get access to, you know, the back door of TikTok. You can see,
Sounds
so
a
I
bit
can
horny.
What do you
see.
mean you get access to the back door?
A bit dirty.
So
You've cried your way to the back door.
no, so I can see. I can. See,
Are you now Chinese?
I can see. I can see all my analytics, so I can see
Wow.
my most kind of specific target market audiences.
Your numbers great.
So at the moment, my biggest target market audience is actually females over males, but it's 18 to 25,
Wow, fucking hell.
Really?
and that is a great target market audience.
I mean-
if you're a single
Well,
man.
no, but it's a great target market audience because that is the generation that lives on TikTok.
Yeah, these are the people you
Yeah,
want
they're the
as your
people who
fans.
are on it. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But so going back to the acting industry, you know, when things are quiet and you're not getting the gigs and you're still wanting to be creative, 20 years ago, if you weren't getting those jobs, you're unseen, unknown, like you're not there for people to watch. Now we live in a day and age where everything is about social media. So to have a platform which allows me to tell my stories and people will be able to see them, why wouldn't I be doing it?
No, but it seems like a really, I don't know, it's not the traditional route, is it? But look, you're changing with the world, which is great. And you've gone, well, I don't need anyone else. I'm going to make this on my own. And that is essentially the American dream.
So would I be right in saying you're currently representing yourself?
I'm currently representing myself, yes.
I heard you telling someone in the pub the other day that you're his agent.
No, cousin.
You did.
No, cousin. Well, no, all right, yeah. I did
He's saying he's your agent.
I say a lot of people. Listen, I'm an agent.
I thought
it's unofficial. We can talk.
Yeah. Well,
you should have done that before you told him.
Agent, all your fucking celebrity mate.
Don't talk about that.
Oh, well, Shorty Charles.
Don't, mate. No, I was with his cousin actually.
I do see that.
Dean
Ritchie.
Dean Ritchie. He's a good
I do
guy.
appreciate the support that you give my content, and I see it, and I appreciate it, and that's
Listen,
why.
I scour TikTok, as you know.
Yeah.
I scour TikTok, but if I see something I like, I will show love. And I don't, I kind of wish I got it back now and again, Lou. You know what I mean?
But this is showing another side of you to your fans that they don't usually see, because they usually see you performing, don't they?
That's true.
They're seeing who you are now, and they're learning your background.
We're going to do it.
That's true.
It's cool. It's good. Hopefully, it's
Excuse
good.
me.
why I
Ju-
wanted
Ju-
to do
Excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm talking over it.
He always
gonna
when we
do
get
it.
famous people in here, he always hogs them. He always fucking hog them.
I'm not used to meeting him.
I have to say though, I mean,
Try being one.
I really do appreciate it, but you're too kind. I think
I'm too needy.
I don't look at myself in that way. I don't look at I can see the numbers. I can see things are going well.
Everyone
But
knows who you are.
I
mate.
don't.
Everyone knows who you are.
don't look at myself like a celebrity. I don't look at myself as, I got there's a channel online called Celebrity Birthdays or Famous Birthdays or something.
Popped up on
And
that.
they reached out to me the other day to just confirm some details that they needed to put into their system.
You're gonna have to get used to this shit, man,
and
because
I
you
just
are.
kind of was like, this is mental, Funnily enough, I went onto their site and they had me down as being born on March the 21st, which is not my birthday.
March
So,
18th.
it was a little bit kind of
Yeah,
like,
'cause
Where'd they
you're
get that
born
from?
March
maybe
18th.
ask me the information first before you start writing information on the
Yeah.
site.
If you're really famous, if you put your name in and then it says, this is only for women actually, but then it says feet afterwards, because there's
I
loads
want to
of
talk about
feet
how the
paedophiles.
fucking- why you got so many women followers? I can't buy one. Do you know that? I'm like 8%.
I don't, well, I mean,
Have you
listen.
ever added up the
This is
missing
high.
percent? Have you ever added up the missing percent on Instagram? So everyone's got like 0.1. It's probably got more, but most
Not
people
on
have
it.
got like 0.1%. Not male,
I
not
think,
female. Like I add up my men and my women, I've got 0.1%. So that is like 1 in 1,000 of my followers is a trans.
There's two things that I don't do on TikTok. Firstly, my followers, I don't
What do you think
scroll
about
through
trans?
and looking at
What do you think about trans?
Are they male, are they female?
Right.
And also,
don't care.
when I post a video, I don't read the comments that people are commenting.
That's probably
on
wise, because
the video.
Yeah, because I know
No,
from
but-
my stuff in the past when I was.
There's a
working,
reason for
if you
that.
read,
Get a lot
read
of hate.
comments, you're gonna upset someone, or you're gonna, and it's just gonna upset you and make you think about it. It'll
Yeah.
dilute your art. You've got to stay pure.
Yeah. Whereas when people private message me on TikTok,
Yeah.
I do look at that stuff.
Yeah, that's
because some of that stuff sometimes is actually business opportunities.
I get
So
it.
I need to kind of keep an eye on that.
It's usually just them, though, innit?
Yes, I do get a lot of hate. And
Do you?
this is why I actually made the choice a little while ago when things were starting to pop off on my TikTok to stop reading the comments on the videos, because we all know about internet trolls and keyboard warriors and all of those things, and then it becomes kind of trendy to hate on something and hate on someone. And I am quite thick-skinned, but I'm also a human being, with emotions myself. So I was like,
got
do
any emotions.
you know, this is I'm quite
You're an emotional guy.
I'm quite an emotional guy. But I
think that's very wise.
You probably can tell from all the comedy that I do on TikTok. But I just thought, you know
do
what?
comedy.
It's not healthy for me to sit here. When you're starting off on something and things start going well,
Yeah.
you read all the comments and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm getting all gassed. Like, oh,
No,
yeah,
po-
people
there's
are
no
commenting.
no point.
Now it's at a point where I just know that there's going to be a real kind of 50-50 divide of positive and negative. And the moment you read a negative, it can really sort of sit with you. And then what I don't want to happen you know, I've got to protect my mental health at the end of the day. And what I don't want to happen is for that to leak into my mental health. So what I do is I made the decision to just, and for all of the great comments and positive comments and supporters and love, unfortunately, I'm not even seeing that to read it because I don't want
But they might have a negative effect as well because they might make you too big for your boots. So the best thing to do is keep doing what you do, and it's working.
What haters don't always seem to realise is actually all they do is help my things blow up even more.
Yeah.
Because it's all about algorithm and it's all about traction and it's
What do you want to say to haters?
And it's all about
fuck you.
It's all about traffic. But then also the positive, the followers, the ones that the true fans. That are kind of leave him alone. Then what that does is that video is just catching fire on the algorithm.
Yeah, so keep on hating, but you're not going to hate this bitch out of Hate Town.
I'm going to dial
Or
it
Success
back.
Town even.
I'm going to dial it back. We've done all the pleasantries.
Right, yeah, go on.
I'm going to...
You take the lead. See, I don't have social media, so you send me a few videos, but you're a big fan.
Yeah.
So you take the lead on this, Leo.
I'll take the lead on it. You talked about when I tried to fucking take the lead about 5 minutes.
Oh, fuck
before
off.
You two ever shut
Sorry,
up.
I'm a chatter as well.
No, it's just
that
he gets
get hold of each other.
Well,
for a minute.
I told you could sit next to him if you want, but you said I could as a
I'm
treat.
just checking. I just want to check. You're not homophobic, are you?
No.
No, he's not either.
No,
Why don't you get hold of each other?
I'm not an actor.
Yeah.
This is not all right fans. This is OnlyFans. This is what this is
Yeah.
turning into.
OnlyFans, like, what's your thoughts on OnlyFans? It's not-
I love it.
you love it.
That's my favourite thing.
Who said that? I love it. Him.
I have to be honest with you. At the end of the day, again, we're in a really, listen, the cost of living,
Yeah.
politics. If you're not in a really kind of well-paid job to kind of just try and survive month to month,
Get your ass out.
You like OnlyFans.
It's difficult. It's challenging. Now, my mum,
She's not on there, is she?
no, she's not. It's a bit of a weird segue, but my mum,
Yeah.
for example,
Mrs. Saunderson.
Yes, beautiful lady.
She should get on
she
there.
is actually beautiful, bless her. I mean, I'm going to be biased, but she's 58 and she's stunning. And
Have you got a number?
And I do, funnily enough.
She's single.
And she's married.
He likes old-
and
Listen,
she's
he likes
she's
old
had
men.
and she's had 7 kids. And if you see
Oh.
my mum, you'd be like, no way have you had 7
kids. Wow.
And she's
That's not a selling point.
Still,
Like,
still,
if you're flogging a woman,
Hey, to me it is. To me it is.
You're
she's
pimping
got a better
out.
stomach than me. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking hell. You got any pics?
I
The
do.
last
I'll
thing,
show you
as a
later.
salesman, that's
I'll
the
show you
last
in the
thing you
break.
want to be
Yeah,
saying.
maybe
Oh,
to
by
you,
the way,
mate.
She's beautiful.
Hey.
She's 58. She's got 7 kids.
Hey. Leo,
It's
maybe
not
to you.
turning him off.
Maybe to you.
He's loving
Oh, yeah.
it.
Some people might like that.
Yeah, true.
But so the point is, anyway, if my mum said to me, look, Lewis, how does all of this OnlyFans stuff work? I've heard about it from your sisters, whatever. Not that they're on it either.
Right.
I
a big family, look.
if my mum was like, if my mum was going to take photos of her feet and earn bloody
No, don't buy
25k
that.
a month or whatever,
no.
absolutely
20
that's
quid.
not-
I'll give her 20 quid a week.
Never believe that lie where girls will say, "Yeah, it's only like feet."
No, obviously I wouldn't want my sisters or my mum actually naked with their face or naked full stop. But if he was taking photos of her feet or whatever, and that's giving her 25k in a bank each
Mate.
month, absolutely, why not?
Why not? Yeah, it's your
we
feet.
live in this
Yeah,
day
but
and
don't
age
buy
where
it.
Get your mum on
that
there,
is
mate. Get
possible.
your mum on there selling her feet.
Listen,
I'll buy them.
I sold a foot photo to
Did you?
a,
You didn't.
to a fraudster. Well, I
Did you
tried to sell it. He promised me money. I sent him a photo of my foot, and I never got.
And he
the
just had
money.
a wank over it.
Someone had a wank over my foot.
Yeah. Someone's still wanking. You're in like a foot.
Right, I'll be in some
Like a
Reading
foot
feet,
nonce ring.
some
Well, I
feet,
mean, we're playing
South
it down
London
really
foot.
because feet is feet, but there's,
You got
as
any
you know,
fetishes?
there's weird fetishes.
What are your feet like, Lewis?
Not great. I tell you why. Because when I was little, both big toes, I had ingrown toenails,
Oh, okay.
and then
How little were you?
they child. I don't know.
Bet that hurt.
4 or 5, whatever. And
Baby,
I had to actually have them sort of taken out.
What, your toes?
in the hospital, cut
Yeah.
off. The nails cut off in the hospital, and so my toes were a bit weird, but
That might be someone's kink, though. You could
there's still like an under nail, but there's just not the main nail. if that
Fucking
makes
hell.
sense.
Right.
I don't know if there's such a
we have a look?
No, absolutely not. No,
We're going to some mad places here. All right, yeah.
But otherwise, I think my feet are decent enough.
Yeah.
Feet,
Prove it.
They're not
Ten-
hairy
ten-
and they're
Get
not
'em
really
out. Prove
smelly.
it.
So
Someone would like that kind of toenail
I
situation.
like
I mean, maybe someone would like to have a look, or
Yeah, us right now.
my toes or whatever.
I'll get my foot out. If he gets his foot out, she'll all get one foot out.
Reverse Cowboy.
Who is Lewis? And I'm not on about stats. I don't want to know how old you are, where you was born, and all that. I mean, who's the real Lewis?
So I am. I'm very, very loyal. I've got a big family. And I've got a small. I've got a small group of best friends. I keep my circle very small. I've kind of over the years that's become smaller. And yeah, I love my family. I love my friends.
Family, I noticed. I've done my research, as you know, because I'm just like a stalker. I'm just one of the best stalkers in the world, in fact.
You're a professional stalker.
Yeah, there you go. And I've forgotten what I was talking about.
Family,
yeah. In 99% of your videos, it's family.
Family orientated, yeah.
But is there any that you've branched away from?
I think that comes from the fact of I'm a very I'm a sensitive person. I'm against why I choose not to read the comments on.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
And I don't have children of my own right now, but I have helped raise.
One of them died in the swimming pool, though, didn't he?
Yeah. Fiction.
Oh shit!
That was fiction.
Sorry.
Don't get the internet going again on that. Bloody hell!
I thought that was
enough backlash on that. Because obviously people.
It's bad parenting, though.
People would assume it was real with all of the different camera angles.
It looked real, yeah.
That's what one would do if that was really happening. Would be to film it from like 16 different camera angles and put some dramatic music over it. But anyway, so I've helped raise. I'm one of 7. I've got 4 sisters, 2 brothers, and a lot of them have children of their own. And
these, I would presume, these
my
are your
nieces, nephews. Some of them.
This is Logan and Jensen, for example.
So Logan and Jensen, 2 of my nephews. One.
All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to segue nicely into something I've called the name game.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll read the name of the film. And do you think you'll be able to remember
of all Lewis's works?
I could have a good go at it.
I'm going to name the piece, and you are going to subliminally kind of cross-reference all your previous anthology or your entire body of work, and you've got to remember the name of the nephew or niece that was.
Is that how you sort of focus on the grief and improv?
Husband's wife is attacked by a stalker. 2.9 million views.
That's Sarah, isn't
Sarah,
it?
Yeah.
But that is just a random name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fantasy name.
And can I just say, do you want a bit of backstory on that?
Please.
Yeah.
So, the friend that I'm staying with tonight.
Yeah. That's her name.
That's her location. That's her flat and things.
Okay.
So I just happened to be popping to the shop around the corner from her flat.
She helped you film it, really?
The only moment she
you.
helped with filming was she held the phone when I come into the room and sort of, screaming.
So she more kind of like
the camera.
More kind of watched you film it.
Exactly. Well, she held the phone for that moment.
Were you
yeah,
imagining
Sarah,
it was her?
You used her name.
Well, no, because her name's Claire.
Oh.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. You just.
She was just holding the phone as I was Sarah.
Gotcha. See, that's what I wanted.
Yeah. Sarah. So
Can I try and do that? And you tell me, you give me marks out of 10.
Yeah, of course.
Sarah. Nah. Shit.
It had a bit of a comedy element to it.
I was being serious.
I think it's very.
Same
it's
emotion.
It's very embarrassing to be emotional when
not
you're
with
not
us,
an act. Like,
I'm an actor.
Like, when people.
I'm not an actor, so
I've
yeah.
done acting, mate. I played
it can be
O.J.
a bit
Simpson's
like,
fucking victim.
You've got to commit to it.
Ron Goldman,
or it's just
karate
not
expert
gonna
in the
resonate.
shape of
I get you, yeah.
I did. That's true.
Hey,
Did you know that?
Say that.
sorry.
I played in a Channel 5 reconstruction, ladies and gentlemen, the victim of O.J. Simpson, Ron Goldman, karate expert in the shape of his life.
Is this all true?
Yeah.
That is
That's
actually true, but
fucking true.
we've been trying to get hold of the footage for ages because it's nowhere to be seen.
I get it. It's
We
great.
need
It's
it. though.
amazing.
If anyone out there works at Channel 5, get it.
Filmed it in Surrey or somewhere. Husband finds out wife is sleeping with dad.
Hang on a minute. Just give me a moment.
And try and get the emotion.
Say that's no. I'm trying to think of what video that is.
Yeah, but then nail the emotion.
What? Say the title again.
Husband finds out wife is sleeping with dad. 16.
Oh yeah.
Her dad or his dad?
My dad.
All right.
So I've just found out I've got a Christmas hat on, ain't I? Because this is the one. This was. My dad loved that video. I was like,
Your
Dad,
actual
I had to give him heads up. I was like, Dad, remember, it's all acting. It's all fiction.
What was did you have a sex scene with some woman?
No.
How do you feel about sex
Now, what was the
scenes?
question? Have I got to remember a name or
the
what?
new question is, how do you feel about sex scenes? 'Cause
All right, yeah. Well, I haven't
Who's up
done one
for
in my...
it?
Well, TikTok's not going to allow that. Oh, so I think I said something like, Dad, I know. Or something
it
like
was,
that.
but it was Sally. It was Sally.
Oh, was her name
I'm looking
Sally?
for the name.
That. Oh, yeah, that's the game, isn't it?
Last
That's the
one
name.
before.
Sally's a made-up name, by the way.
They're all made up names. All these we like.
Yeah, but we,
Oh, some of
we
them are
haven't-
not.
Yeah.
Oh, true. I'm doing women ones.
Wait,
All right, I'll give you
I
one.
can't picture his sister when he's
Sarah.
his wife.
No, exactly.
Last one.
Sarah and Sally are made up.
Last one before we take a time out. Soldiers
Hey, that.
foot, and this is actually, and I told you about this
Yeah.
earlier. This is my favourite. I'm not a cry. Oh, I can't fucking cry. I can cry on demand, but this one will get you. Trust me, it'll get you. If anyone's Google this. Put this in your fucking TikTok. Soldier's final message to wife and kids. What's the name? Come on, Luke.
I think that again because it's a relationship. It wouldn't have been
Oh, yeah,
it
fuck.
Yeah.
wouldn't have been a niece's name. It wouldn't have been a.
Yeah, it'll be like just a minute.
Claire.
Absolutely.
Who-
No,
and
Nick.
Claire
And
is your
that's the
friend,
time
you're
out,
gonna-
ladies and gentlemen.
It's who I'm seeing tonight.
Wow.
You know,
Fucking
it's written in the stars for you tonight.
boom. Time out.
Reverse
We were just talking about cancel culture, weren't we?
Yeah,
Lewis was
cancel
saying
culture,
he's
yeah.
a fan of my most recent hit, which is. Should I see it?
Don't let him. He said that privately.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, he's a fan of the Indian commentator. It's not a fucking crime. Do you know what that? I suffer with that. I know because I've seen someone sent someone a WhatsApp and he was like, mate, I love this page, blah, blah, blah. It was in black and white. And it was someone famous. And I thought, I wonder if they follow me. Didn't follow me. So
No.
I know for sure these people are fear of being guilty by association with my thing because
No.
of,
Yeah.
well, I walked the line, the Indian commentator
Yeah.
and
Are
that.
you
you
all
know,
right with
if
that
I got
book?
that child,
I told you, Emily Atack told me she used to follow you because she liked stuff, but then her management told him she had to unfollow you.
Right.
Because even though she still watched it, she was like, I can't because it's like he's naughty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, naughty guy.
Yeah.
Naughty but nice.
Naughty but
Debatable.
nice. Yeah, we were just talking. So yeah, cancel culture. I mean, it's difficult because especially if you become an online sort of presence and you're sort of growing in your popularity, and it doesn't even. I'm not even just talking about social media or TikTok, whatever. But just in general, whether you be a footballer or a boxer or someone from Love Island or whatever. You
Jack
just
Fincher.
have to be so careful what you say, how you
Yeah, but
say
you don't
it,
really-
how you phrase things. Because if you're seen to be going against an idea, you can be cancelled like that.
Of course you can, but then, for one, I'll be right in thinking you're a
But
character
human
guy.
rights and freedom of speech.
Yeah, of course,
you know?
but you're not one to put your opinions on social media anyway, are you?
No.
But you're
And if
ju-
I
you're
do,
just-
and
you're
if
just
I
being
do,
empathetic towards
yeah,
the people who do.
yeah, within
Like me.
my content that I
Freedom
create.
fighter.
But if I'm Lewis talking, doing my explanation videos that I do
Is
every now and then
Lewis
on
Saunderson a
TikTok.
stage name?
Real name.
Real name.
Birth name, yeah.
Cool.
But sometimes
middle
when Paul.
I thought so.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So you raise awareness to important issues with your films that you
Yeah.
direct, write, star in,
Pieces, call them
edit. Yeah, pieces, right.
body of work.
Would you? There's other issues that like maybe you wouldn't feel comfortable tackling. Like say, would you tackle racism? Like, would you play like
A black guy.
a black guy who's arriving on the shores? He's come from come
good at
from Africa, and you would have to you'd have to come off a boat and get in, and then
You
you
wouldn't
have to be
black.
racist. People are racist towards you.
No, but you wouldn't have to be black, but that is.
He would. No, I
that'd
think
a
it'd be
lovely
good.
scene, you know?
It'd be good if he was.
If I was to be black,
Yeah.
so if we talk about a reference, I'm going to forget the name of the movie now, but the comedy with
Will Smith.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah.
Tropic Thunder, and that came out, I think, 10, 15,
Yeah, when it was all right still to black up.
15, 20 years ago, I think. And Robert Downing Jr.
But there's no rules on TikTok.
But
You could.
Robert Downing Jr. I think actually was awarded one of the big awards for that
Yeah, he was.
that performance. they just would not be able to do that now.
The thing is, though, Chinese people are racist, though, so TikTok might like you.
But what you just
Chinese
asked me is actually a really valid question
prevalent.
and a really important question.
Thanks.
Because actually, that's so true. But would I feel comfortable? Probably not, because I just know the outrage it would cause online.
But you are an actor. You could play a black man. You could play a woman. You
Yeah,
could
but
play
I think-
anyone.
But making a film, if you're a
But I think if I've got if I'm hired as a professional actor for a big movie studio, and I've got a big team of people behind me that are making those decisions, and I'm
Yeah,
just doing
it's not
the
your
job that I'm
decision.
it's not my decision.
Then-
if I'm
then you
doing
would black
it
up.
for TikTok, then it's all my
You could
decision.
definitely Chinese up on TikTok for sure.
You did like
'Cause
it.
It's not. It's like no one's ever. Only black up is the problem, isn't it?
But at the same time, you know, I don't need to Chinese up. You know, like I'm happy to
not Chinese up.
To not Chinese up.
Yeah.
You know, in I don't know how to make that sound.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Any
You don't need to.
like, I'm
Things
not
are going
trying to
well
offend.
without you doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know what I saw for the first time today? And is this a new one? Prank gone wrong. You know the hot tub one. Locked in a hot.
No, that was about a year ago.
That gave me
Why
anxiety.
is
That
it it's near the top of your TikTok, or am I going mad?
You're going mad.
Oh,
it's just popular.
Was that deep?
Yeah, you
Was
must
that
have
deep
been
in the research?
Yeah, down the rabbit hole. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
What ma-
that was a bit of a. That would I would say. A lot of your themes are pretty universal. No matter
Yeah.
what the details of it is.
Yeah.
It's it's grief, it's heartache, it's pain, a lot of it, and then you did a couple of natural disasters.
Really?
Curveball.
Not seen them ones.
Yeah, so let me talk. So what are we asking? So let's talk about Storm Ciaran. So
Oof.
a couple of months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, do you remember Storm Ciaran?
I do.
No, I don't remember it.
Being
No.
all over the news that it was coming, but it was more coming in the areas of like sort of just outside of
Peterborough?
no, just outside of Lake District.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, sort of, you know, those
Yeah.
kind of ends.
Where I'm
and I
near where I'm
happened
from.
to be on a holiday in the Lake
Oof,
District.
fucking hell.
And I was actually on a little family holiday with my nephew Arlo, and also my mum and
Jensen,
dad.
right.
So I basically said, look, I'll go, I'll buy it off you, and then
Fuck
I
it, I'll
sort
go
of-
to the lakes.
Yeah, and I was like,
Is it
I'll,
nice?
I'll
Is it-
yeah,
'cause it looked like a
lovely.
beach to me.
No, so well that was part of the Lake District,
Is it a
but
beach in the
not
Lake
because
Is it?
Yeah.
well,
In a lake.
well, no, because it's mostly lakes, but
There's
where
a seaside as well.
where the
Stony
seaside
Beach.
bit was, we were in this little pod, absolutely bloody tiny, like me, my mum, my dad.
I think that's
Anyway.
the key to that in the word is the pod.
What's
So it's
the
like
lake-
it's one unit.
Yeah,
Here's a
I know.
question.
But the pictures made it look bigger.
Yeah.
What is the Lake District accent? No one ever talks about that.
Well, I guess it's
Cumbrian accent. It's kind of it's like mine, but a bit strong, a bit more stronger, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do it.
Uh,
Can you do accents? No.
not really.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Like,
But only really one type.
yeah, I want that Blake there. Is that a fucking monster?
Cumbria.
Is that a monster?
Hey, oh.
Is that the Loch Ness
What?
monster?
Nicky Butt.
A bit like I think.
Sorry, I just.
To be honest, I don't know.
Anyway, we
I've
were
got no
there,
idea.
and it was all over the news. It's and especially if you're
Lewis
on social,
Saunderson is on holiday in a pod.
yeah, especially if you're on social media, you're looking at
If
you
you're
know.
just catching up, ladies and gentlemen, Lewis Saunderson is regaling his tales about being in
So
a.
you watch one thing on your For You page, and then the algorithm says, right, let's chuck him loads more of this stuff. So it was all just bloody Storm Ciaran.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is great. I'm going to do a dramatic video about this. Now, can I also add to this, because I know you're an avid fan of my content, the one where I'm hanging off the cliff and my nephew's like, Daddy, and I'm like, and then I fall off the cliff.
Fucking hell.
Boy,
And it's kind of very like the scene
Dad
from
falls-
The
Dad-
Lion King.
Dad falls
Oh, yeah.
from cliff during Hike with Son.
That one.
3.7 million views.
Filmed on the same holiday
With Josh.
Fucking hell.
with Josh, but my nephew Arlo.
Okay.
So the same one that I'm holding when he's drowned in the paddling pool in the garden.
Yeah.
That's the same. That's the same kid.
Do you think this sort of skill and talent? Do you think it's genetic? Because like your nephew now must be getting good because he's been in a load of these.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of them. I mean, I make it fun for him. He doesn't see the traumatic
What's the
side
one
of
with
it.
Be dead,
be dead, Arlo, be dead.
But I think as well, like I want to get back to that point because that's a very good point as well. That I want to actually explain. But just going back before that is that moment, that video and the Storm Ciaran video. I was there for a week, and both of those videos were shot during that week. Now, both of those videos went viral. So it was a great
but you can see
it was
You
a great
can
week
literally
of
feel
it was a great week of content.
Did it pay for the holiday? Pay for the holiday in the end?
Yeah, it did.
Fucking yes.
But so
China.
exactly. So I was thinking, where the fuck is this storm? Like, yeah, it's windy, it's rainy, but this ain't no big storm. And anyway, so
This ain't no big storm.
We were kind of in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by, woods and things, which is where I shot the falling off the cliff one. But my dad one day said, "Oh, let's find a little seaside for Arlo," because he wanted, beach to run around on. We got there. And it was mad storm.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is perfect. So I was like, right, Arlo.
Direct to head on.
Straight on.
Yeah.
And I'm just having to kind of film it all. And then I got back that night.
Perfect, those conditions.
Find that sometimes them kind of off
Absolutely.
the cuff on your feet.
And they end up being usually my most viewed
You can overthink stuff.
videos, and you can. And then I edited. We got back to the pod, and everyone's kind of chilling out and drying off. And there's me like laying on my little bloody Lord of the Rings bunk bed in the corner of the room, and I'm sort of editing away for I'm like, don't no one talk to me for an hour. I put my headphones in, got on CapCut, put it all together, boom,
yes.
put it out there.
Can this
Woke
learn
up
now
the
the
next
magic
morning, had like 1 million views. I was like, yes.
Lewis.
Now Storm Ciaran was
Lewis.
trending, which goes in your favour. You've got to be on the trend.
Shit,
You've got
right.
to know what people
Storm
are
Ciaran
going to
happening went in
be
your
watching
favour.
and talking about, because it was all in the news. So
He's right.
Well,
actually,
we've
if
got
you-
something to put to you
if
then.
you'd
Can we
watched-
do a video today about XL bullies? 'Cause that's in the news.
Funny you should say this, because I say I don't read my messages, as I've explained. I don't read the messages on the videos, but I do read my messages that are privately messaged to me on TikTok, and people do give me suggestions for new awareness video ideas, and that one keeps coming up. That they.
I'm happy to play an XL bully today if you want.
I want it.
That they would.
You
like
could take me to the
do.
vets to
And
put me
that's
down.
the good thing about TikTok, Lewis. Like, whereas a production studio, if you're whoever, Daniel Day-Lewis or Terence Stamp or whatever, and you've got an idea for a film, you've got to hope that is still current in 6 months, or a year or 2 years when it's made and it's out there.
Yeah.
Whereas you, boom, react.
Yeah, and
boom,
investors
react,
are going to be like,
react.
oh, we can't film that now because someone will get upset. No, like, fuck off. Like, honestly,
You're like-
Hollywood's
you're
dead.
like this.
Like, TikTok is the new
You're
Hollywood.
just going like this. What investors? Like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I am the investor, I am the star, I am the director, and I am the editor. And
It is very. It is very important to the way my mind works. Anyway, is that like that video where I'm Sarah, stalker attacks my wife when I went to the shop, and I'd walk to the shop, and then the idea came into my head, and so I'd shot all of what you see, even me running up the stairs, all of that before I'd even got back to the flat.
Well, mentally shot it.
Physically,
Oh, wow.
shot it all.
What, before
Wow.
she came back?
No, she was in the flat.
do you have it all in your
She
head?
didn't even know.
So when I got back to the shop, I was like, Claire, just listen, because she, we trained at drama school together. She once was an actor, but
She
I said, look,
understands the craft.
Claire,
That's
I've
nice.
just, I'll explain later, but I've basically just whilst I popped to the shot, I've just shot this whole new TikTok,
Yeah, you showed
and I
her.
just need you to sort of hold this phone, so I'm going to come in and
She
I'll
did it
explain.
all there and then?
Yeah, and then I'd sort of come in and Sarah, whatever the lines are, and then sort of did that, and then edited it together. And then later on that night, we were watching a movie, and I was there on my phone putting it all on, the edit.
Yeah.
And then showed her it, and she was like, when the fuck did you do all of that? And I was
She
like,
did it on the way to the
when I
shop?
got to the shop. The idea just came.
Fucking hell.
That is on like nearly 4 million views.
Can I
Yeah,
ask
that
a
is
question?
good one, actually, yeah.
That is a good one.
I ask a question. I've met a lot of actors, and when I ask them all the same question,
Oh, here we go.
and you interpret this any way you can,
Yeah.
any way you want. But all I'm going to say to you today, Lewis Saunderson, is why?
Why?
Just why?
Because why not? At the end of the day,
Yeah, can't do it.
Flipped it.
at the end of the day, you've got one life, and life is what you make of it. And, if you can try and do something that does make you happy and is your passion, and you're able to turn that into a bit of a side hustle that then becomes a full-time sort of business,
You've won, mate.
then
You've
you're
won.
living the dream, and that doesn't mean that you're not in the big Netflix series or the big Hollywood movies
Let's
on the
like
big
a
Fuck those
screen.
dinosaurs.
That's all great, but, the fact is,
Look, that's dying on his arse. Do you know-
I'm an actor.
You're a pioneer, mate.
Playing a character, telling a story, and I've got an audience, and I make money from it.
Do you
So
know how
I'm
much-
living the dream that I trained for.
Honestly,
you know?
mate, you've nailed that, and
In the modern
I'm happy
world,
for you. Next question.
EastEnders would fucking kill.
Yeah,
for
I
10,
can't.
10 million views.
I can't.
Like,
I can't.
police
believe
officer
they haven't
rushing-
come knocking. To be honest.
Mate.
Would you go? Would you
got to
go?
knock on their door,
Or would you
bro.
just go, "Man, I'm all right, thanks"?
Absolutely, I would do it. Of course, I would.
Yeah.
If I'm going to pick a soap that's been running,
It would be
for
them.
years, it's very kind of my style, you know.
Right.
But yeah, of course,
do you know what?
if
I would
EastEnders
say-
come knocking saying we want to give you a role, then of course I'll take
When
it.
Bianca used to go, Ricky!
But-
it's not far off
but-
New York here.
Incredible actress she is. I mean,
she?
yeah, okay, there's the Ricky lines, but when you watch something, that's when
yeah.
I used to watch EastEnders.
I hear that.
You know, God, she
Some
can,
great actors
she,
in it.
God, she can
yeah,
do it.
Great actress.
I'll tell you who's
some
good,
great
Max
actors.
Brenny. Real talk, you know the ginger?
Yeah, but he's gone now, isn't he?
I don't
But I think he's coming back. But no, but he was great. Yeah, very natural, very natural.
I used to do jiu-jitsu with Tony from Hollyoaks.
Celebrity questions. Jack Fincham, ladies and gentlemen, my cousin, Love Island winner.
Hi Lewis, it's Jack here. First of all, keep up the great work, keep raising awareness. My question to you was one of your videos that really got me was puppy gets tangled on cable in river and nearly dies. As a huge dog lover myself, I've got 6 dogs at home. I just wanted to know, what prompted you to sort of raise awareness on that. Do you own any dogs yourself? Have you ever heard of anything like that happening? That's my question to you. And as I said, keep up the great work.
Wow.
There's a really, firstly, absolutely 100%.
Favourite dog?
Got a lot of dogs in the family. Love animals. 2 of my biggest pet hates. I was going to say
Dogs.
No pun intended.
Dogs in
The thing is,
So a pet hates dogs and cats.
Yeah, my pet hates dogs and cats.
They're not
and
all
children.
humans in Luke. in your family.
I'm very excited right now. So it's like a million things I want to say, and
Get 'em out,
and
mate.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, go on.
But what I want to say firstly is I'll answer his question in one
Yes,
moment.
yes,
I'll
yes.
answer yours now, which is yes, I love dogs, I love animals. 2 of my things, if I was, very wealthy, or when I'm very wealthy,
Exactly, that's the fucking attitude.
Is that in terms of charities and things and how I can help. Is 2 things that trigger me, and I think probably trigger most people, especially if you're a good human being, is cruelty to animals and cruelty to children. Completely unacceptable.
it's way worse than the other.
That for me is like what breaks my heart. Anyway, that video, funnily enough, is again, what can I do? Sometimes you've just got to sort of
Was
say
it current at the
Sometimes
time?
you've got to say it out is. Now, I didn't think that this was an awareness video. This was me just going to be doing a dramatic little video where I'm saving my puppy from the water, because if I get it right and I have the emotion there, people love animals. They're going to find that stuff emotional.
So were you thinking like there's
More, it was about something dramatic that people are going to sort of
wow. See,
watch and find sad, because people, especially...
So it
even if
wasn't
they
to stop
don't own
people
it,
letting the
even-
dog play
even
near a
if-
river.
Even if they don't have animals, people love animals. They're going to look at
Yeah.
this video
Gonna
and
feel
kind of
sad.
go, "Oh my god, that's so sad."
And
But
watch it.
then, funnily enough, once I shot the video, I didn't really quite know what angle I was taking on it in terms of an awareness video, and then I googled that shit, and actually, it's apparently quite.
How many dogs a year dying
It's
tangled in a
actually
river?
quite a big thing.
Wow,
Fucking
really?
hell.
And I was like, okay, so I'll use that as the awareness angle. I do quite a lot of interviews, not podcasts. This is my first podcast.
We're so honoured, mate. Thank you.
But I do quite a lot of interviews for people, sort of, I did one, for example, yesterday with Lad Bible, and they'll talk to us. A lot of these interviews, they'll always ask the same question: is
What did I ask?
you take this awareness angle, but would you say every video of yours is awareness? And the honest truth
Fucking
is,
boring angle, isn't it?
yeah,
Why asking that?
but the point is, the truth is that absolutely not. Not every video I do is an awareness.
No, it's just sort of your general your arena.
You spoke to Lad Bible yesterday. Like, was the guy who rung you up? Was he a proper lad? Like, oh, okay, so what's that?
Yeah, no,
Was it a woman?
I've it was a guy, and I've done some.
I've seen their stuff, man. They're not lads.
I've done some. This one was actually,
Good for awareness of you.
I've done a couple of things with Lad Bible over the years, and they've always been guys that I've kind of been speaking to. But and they've been very supportive. Look, it's not always awareness. Sometimes it is just me coming out with a dramatic idea from an acting point of view, from a storytelling point of view, that's gonna be impactful on my audience. You know,
Yeah, because I saw one this morning where you were a 999 operator.
Yeah, that was
and
my
then there
most
was
recent one. Yeah.
And there was someone who's in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "What's this raising? This isn't raising awareness because that's just like a mini film, like a
And
little
if you look at the
thriller.
hashtags,
It's a thriller, isn't it?
Exactly. And if you look at the hashtags on that video, I don't even hashtag awareness because all I
It's a
hashtag
thriller.
is
Have
fiction.
you seen? So someone I follow and he follows me. He started sharing. It must be his friend or something who does it, but he's films. He's quite interested actually. He's films as if they were filmed on a phone.
Yeah.
So it'll be that scene in Heat, but somehow they've got the extra. I don't know how they've accessed the extra top bit. You know what I mean?
So they've edited a real film.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
just all the best bits of certain.
That's
films.
really cool.
Instead of widescreen, he's got a completely different feel to it, straight up.
probably just putting it on a big screen and filming it with a
Do you
phone.
film it all long?
Yeah, no. On my phone is the
Yeah, we do it that way.
TikTok format.
TikTok, yeah.
But again, going back to what you just said, that video you watched this morning. So I put that out. What day is it today? Friday? I think I filmed that on Sunday. No, I put it out on Monday. I think that's when it happened. But the point is, again, you know, New Year, and it's like, right, got to come in strong to the new year with a new video, and because I've just ended on the policeman video, so I'm thinking, right, what do I do next? What do I do next? And then, you know, obviously, all of these most dramatic scenarios, it's like, what haven't I done, and what can I do next? And,
From
you know,
conception to post, what's the time
to
frame?
distribution. It all depends because again,
We're talking hours or weeks or days.
no, never weeks.
Wow.
So when I walked to the shop and got back to an hour later,
You'd already made it.
Got back to
She must have
Claire's.
thought, where the fuck have you been?
Got back to Claire's flat, and that was essentially 95% filmed.
Yeah.
Just needed that final shot, which was going to be the shot
Yeah.
because that's the shot that opens the video.
The money shot.
That's the money shot. That's the shot that's going to grab my audience.
Do you think you need subtitles for it to go viral?
I just tend to use absolutely not. I didn't put any on my police officer video, and
Right.
that went viral.
Right, so you don't.
So you don't. So I was like, you know, what's my next dramatic concept got to be? And then I was like, okay, this 999 call handler. And then I wrote the script, and then I don't always write a script. I'll kind of have an idea and just deliver it. And then sometimes when it's a bit more complex and technical, I write because I had to write the script for the. This is a fun fact for you, and you probably know this
You're more
anyway.
of a free flow guy.
Yeah, but you know the call handler one, the new one.
Yes,
Obviously,
yeah,
you would know
yeah,
that
yeah.
the guy on the other end of the line is me as well.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't pick up on that, mate.
So that's
That's
'cause
acting though,
obviously
isn't it?
I'm having to play both parts.
So you've lost your
Mate.
mind.
Oh, yeah, did you do it?
Is that what it is?
No, but the point is from a production
Oh,
point
the guy
of
in the
view.
balaclava.
No. The new
That was you on the
999
phone as well?
call operator.
I've watched too many.
That was you on the phone as well.
So
A completely different voice.
yeah, so
Amazing.
I had to time it so that when I'd finished my lines,
enough space.
leave enough space.
Oh, wow.
And then obviously when I'd got all of my stuff, then I went on to the audio record on the CapCut,
Right, you know.
and then I had to deliver the lines for the guy that's calling in to say, look, my wife's dying, help me, blah 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 blah. And then anyway, so I'd wrote all of this, done all of this, filmed all of this, and then as I got towards the end of it, I was like, hang on a minute, wouldn't it be cool actually if he's a stalker in the house and he knows.
Oh, so you're just working from flowing.
And then that just kind of came, and like you said, it's more like not an awareness video. It's more like a little bit of a thriller.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I, not to blow my own trumpet, but
Blow
I
it.
I kind of done that video, and then I thought, actually, this would be fucking awesome as a movie.
Yeah, it really.
And it's quite funny,
give me the
actually,
chills. I was like,
because a lot of people are asking for a part 2 on that video. So
no,
I'm
me
thinking,
What
too.
about a prequel?
or a prequel, yeah.
You know,
Sequel, a threequel,
Um,
prequel.
Oh, and then going back to your friend's questions, I kind of did the dramatic video idea of, you know, dog owner saving puppy in the and puppy makes it more emotional, doesn't it?
But no one wants to see a dead puppy.
And then
No one wants to see a dead old
afterwards, when I kind of
look at my
tried to
dog, he
take
died of old
my
My
age.
cute dog,
yeah.
he's dead.
I ain't gonna pop, is he, Lou?
But
Dog
even-
dies of old age
listen,
by the
nah.
river.
Even that is mental. When you actually look at what I do, it's mental because I live near,
Yeah, it is.
Peterborough. I live near this place called Ferry Meadows, which is stunning.
Sounds nice.
And it's all, you know, lakes and rivers and
Yeah,
whatnot.
shout out Peterborough.
Shout out Peterborough. And there's a lot of dog walkers and things. And, you know, you've seen the doggy video where I'm rescuing the puppy, rescue puppy video.
No, hold on. Man finds wife dogging.
Yeah, well, there is actually, funnily enough, there is a very hot spot dogging. Dogging hot spot right near, not right near my house,
location?
but very close to my house in Peterborough. For those in Peterborough watching this, you'll know where I mean. But the point is that I had to sort of, you know, plant the fucking teddy bear. It was a teddy bear.
I thought it was one of the dogs from your family.
I went on to the Google. I was like, realistic puppies. You know?
I thought you got one of your dogs.
And to be honest, you know, it's all very quick and dramatic. But actually, if you really pause and analyse it, it does kind of look like a bit of a teddy bear.
I'm glad it wasn't. God didn't drown a dog.
But I had to. I was like, because I was thinking, if I go into that water, it's all like soppy mud and sinking and shit, like sinking mud and that. Like, there's no one around me. Like, this could go horribly wrong. I could start fucking sinking into this.
And they might just think, oh, it's just that guy of TikTok. He's just filming a new film.
So I'm
You'd be
setting
like, no,
up,
I'm actually dying.
I'm setting up a tripod of my phone and that.
Ultra realism.
I'm no one around me. No one to help me with this video.
Mate, yeah.
And then I'm sort of saying, right, there's no dog walkers that way. That I can see like all the way that way, all the way back. There's no dog walkers.
No doggers there.
And then I'm thinking, I'm jumping down. I'm coming out of the water covered in with the puppy, like all dramatic, covered in water and mud and stuff. And then like doing that, like giving it bloody mouth to mouth, and then sort of right that'll do. And then press cut on the camera, and then I see some dog walkers start coming towards me. I'm thinking, you know what? And and then I'm stopping, and I'm thinking,
what are they going to be thinking?
Like, what the fuck am I doing?
No, I'll tell you what you're doing, mate. Lewis,
even just
tell you what you're doing,
even
mate.
my point
You're creating.
looking out at myself.
I'm just like crawling out of the river with a toy dog.
I'm like a toy dog,
filming it for strangers.
I'm like,
China.
I feel fucking like.
Tell you what you're doing, mate. You're changing the world.
Reverse Cowboy.
As you know, Lewis,
Back in the room.
grapes are the third most common cause of death.
They are.
What are the other two?
Mental health.
What, for a specific age group
Well,
or
I
in
don't
general?
know. It was your title for it. That was
No, the great one, yes. But
What else is killing kids?
What else is killing kids? Well, I imagine, I don't know if it's, I don't know, cot death.
Cot death, yeah. Paedophiles.
Oh, yeah, maybe. But we know grapes.
We know grapes.
You got to cut me in half if you've got a kid.
And bananas. You've got to slice bananas up into small bits because you can't. If a kid chokes on a banana, if a kid's eating a whole banana and he chokes on the whole thing, you can't get it out.
Yeah.
You can't. There's nothing to purchase on.
Yeah.
You have to sort of shove like a knitting needle down to chop it up.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you learn something new every day. Right.
Do you want to know something about me that you've not asked and I've never revealed, and actually I'll give you an exclusive.
No.
How big's your dick?
Yeah. No. Of course we do, Lou.
So, I trained as an actor and, you know, all of that. And then around that, over the years, I've worked in hospitality, behind the bars, in the restaurants to kind of make ends meet around the auditioning and doing the sort of professional acting work and things. And then lockdown happened.
That was a shitter, wasn't
and
it?
everything shut down. Everything in my life shut down. You know, the acting, the hospitality, everything. And I, as well as being a professionally trained actor, i.e., I graduated with my BA Honours degree in acting many years ago in London, as we mentioned earlier. Yep. I also have worked as a freelance drama teacher for various companies.
Oh,
you
so
know,
you teach?
yeah,
as well?
teaching.
You're going to teach us in
I
a bit.
haven't for a while, but you know, back in my past, teaching children, teenagers. Anyway, I got to lockdown and I was like, fuck, what the fuck am I going to do? Everything stopped. And I thought very quickly...
It's not going to cover the Saunderson lifestyle.
It's not going to cover... And this was kind of pre-TikTok and things. And
Pre-fame.
I was like, right, okay, what skills do I have and what do I know that I could, like, do well based on what I know I can do. And so there was a job advertisement for a support worker for children and teenagers with complex needs, learning disabilities, autism, challenging behaviour, etc. And so I basically got that job, did that, and then...
You don't have to be like qualified.
Well, I then had to do I had to do a few months of training, initial training.
Was it via Zoom?
But before I got into the agency and before I could get sent into any home. I did that, and then I through the recruitment department within the agency, there was a full-time position going as a support worker in a children's residential home. And I went for that job and I got that job. And for the last 3 and a bit years, I've been working as a professional support worker full-time, 24-hour shifts away from home. There's been times in the past where you've messaged me and I'm like, my work hours are a bit hectic. You know, I can't do this right now. I can't do that right now. So for the last 3 years or more, I've been working as a professional support worker in a children's residential home in my city of Peterborough, a home that beds five young people. It's an all-boys home, and with I can't obviously for legal. I can't go into detail about anything really, other than that we deal with complex needs, autism, challenging behaviour, and learning dis. And I worked my way up to deputy manager.
Wow.
But
I have just left that job. My last shift was literally last week. Wow. Because things have been going well, I made the brave decision to really attack this full time. Yeah. And this is where we are right now.
Wow, well, congratulations, mate.
Henceforth, here we are.
I've just left the job, and I've got the job. I did my level 3 diploma over the last 2 years for that job as well. So I know I can always go back into that line of work as a deputy manager. So it's a nice fallback plan for me.
Yeah.
That's great, mate.
Yeah, so right now, actually, it's a very scary time for me. Exciting time, but scary time, because this has now become my full-time job, my own business.
You're a maverick,
It's
though.
your passion, though.
Yeah.
I've got an idea, though. You could do, if work dried up, you could be hired to cry at people's funerals.
Yeah.
Because I'd have you crying at my funeral.
Yeah, I would.
Having you on your knees.
It was
Put
very,
the coffin in.
It was very bittersweet, and it was very difficult saying goodbye to the young people that I've been supporting. But I knew it was the right decision for me. You know,
You're following your dream, and that is admirable, mate.
We have got a plethora, can only be described as a plethora of questions from Patreons. So
What about the celebrity ones, though?
We'll come back to them.
Right.
Well, listen, we've got an hour left in the studio and we want to do some emotional shit. So these are quick fire questions.
Okay.
Lou.
Yeah.
How many TikTok divorcees have you shagged? That's from Milo.
No.
None?
Yet.
Are you getting any love off?
As in a TikTok,
Well,
content creators.
I would say 1.2 million TikTok followers is almost worth like a Porsche.
You're gonna get as much sexual activity as you like, I think. Especially with those gorgeous
I
eyes.
did have a video, one of my earlier on videos on TikTok that blew up, the father's final words to his dying son, that was taken from the John Q movie starring Denzel Washington, and it did seem to blow up in some part of the world.
Yeah.
Thailand or something. I did have a lot of women from over there messaging me going,
off the back of that video.
I will marry you, I will look after you. But
That's a good backup plan.
But you don't know how much of that is legit and how much of that is scam or spam or whatever. But
if they've got a penis.
Potentially romance fraudsters as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might not all be from the heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the one you see people.
So none is the answer.
No, but there's time. But yeah, and you don't know if people are just going for your fame when it gets bigger as well.
of course.
Yeah.
It's not really my style to be kind of hooking out with people online and sleeping.
It's from Luke Kelly. Do you ever worry about being typecast?
Well, I type my own cast, if that's such a thing.
Yeah,
He doesn't rely on a casting director.
Well, talking about that, I mean, in a way you have kind of put yourself in a certain
Bracket.
genre.
Yeah.
And this leads me on to a broader question, like, where's the ceiling, if any?
Yeah. So, when I first started TikTok, it was about exploring, so I did kind of do a bit of mixture of content, and some of that was comedy as well. But at the end of the day, what I've seen, what really takes off, what really catches fire is the emotional stuff, and that's kind of what I do well. And so therefore I've kind of built the whole channel around that, and that has become my brand. And so, yeah, I mean,
whatever works, stick with it.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
That's it.
You're moving people every day.
I could definitely, but I get that. But there's also, that's the gritty kind of raw, the emotional stuff. But then there are emotional, raw, gritty, for example, gangster films.
Yeah, of course,
stuff.
yeah.
I
think at the end of the day,
Goblin
you've
kind
got
of
to
stuff.
watch. Sorry, you need people to watch your content if you want to do well. So on social media. So as you've seen, there's a structure and a pattern to my videos that I do. They're about 1 minute long. and I'll always have that money shot, and that usually comes obviously at the end of the story, at the end of the 1 minute video. That I will always use 4 to 5 seconds of in my opening to grab my audience attention, and then I go back to the beginning of the story that leads to that moment.
Yeah, it's smart.
And because if they are not interested in the first 3 to 4 seconds, they scroll on by.
Right, and they're gone.
This guy's got it all sorted.
Yeah, and it picks it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Does someone always have to die?
Well, not always, but like if I,
It helps.
Yeah.
the policeman video.
Yeah.
If I,
Amy.
if the newest one.
Okay.
If I can't even
Sally?
remember her name.
So,
Maybe it is Amy. But if I just had the opening shot, me running over the bridge.
that's quite
It's-
a moving shot. Actually.
Yeah,
Those slow motion ones had a real great-
but it's moving in the context of it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have maybe stopped so many people in their tracks. Me breaking down, screaming into the sky in my first 4 seconds, people stop and watch.
Yeah.
And that has now become a meme, a viral meme. That's
only gonna help you, isn't it?
that's been created on CapCut.
Yeah.
That's had over 1.14 million users. That meme alone,
Wow, fuck.
and I've actually become a GIF.
Oh, really?
So you can
I
literally type in Lewis Saunderson into your
Crying.
phone, and the shot of me.
What, on WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp, yeah.
Amazing.
And I've
I
become
want to become a GIF. Guys, can I become a GIF?
I actually, I think that was my most proudest moment.
What? Being a gift?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a
I
GIF.
mean,
We've got a few. I'll make you right. I'd love to become a GIF. Few saliva-based questions, but I feel like they're all encapsulated within Jack's message, which is, what's the trick for the saliva? Do you know what Encona is? The hot sauce, the West Indian hot sauce.
No.
Saliva-inducing hot
Oh, right.
sauce.
I
Natural.
Yeah, no, it's all natural. But again, this is the power of filmmaking. I mean, if you're doing a stage production, you've really got to get yourself there, but you'll be performing that character in chronological order from beginning up until that emotional moment.
Yeah.
And you've really got to go for it and sell it. And you're in live theatre, so if you don't quite hit it, you don't get a second take.
Yeah.
With the filming, as you know, like, yes, that Sarah, that first 4 seconds, there I am, snot and dribble and spit and tears and whatever. But before I shot that moment, when Claire was laying there holding the camera, and I was saying, like, give me a few minutes, and I'll let you know when to say action. I'm there. I'm getting into the moment. I always do lots of
Pussy.
I always do lots of
Push-ups.
pussy before any filming. I do lots of push-ups and
Yeah.
stuff, really to get myself
Hyped up.
hyped up.
Do you go in the mirror?
And then-
Fucking hell!
and then I feel the tears coming, and I'm really excited. And I'm like, right now, say action. And then I
Go
just
now,
fucking-
go now.
and then-
Well,
and then I just go for it, And then whenever I cry and scream or whatever, the spit just comes, and it's kind of become a part
Trademark.
of.
You would look like that if
But
you.
if you're in real life, if your child drowned in a puddling pool,
Yeah.
if your child got fucking murdered, and you're at the scene of the crime,
You can have some spit. in your
in those kind of
Spit out.
moments,
You'll be able to
in those
spit.
kind of moments, it's not pretty.
no, of course not.
mouth. No, it's
It
not.
is animalistic, and it is fucking ugly.
Yeah.
Crying is not pretty.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So for me, if I'm gonna do it, I'm
Do
gonna
it.
fucking do it.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
commit.
Where does that come
and,
from?
and
The training.
It comes from my training. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes from confidence in those moments.
And just talent, like you're good at that. Lots of people aren't good at that emotional outpouring and acting. So let's look at someone like Ray Winston, very successful actor. He's always the hard guy. You know what I mean? He's always that. He couldn't do what you do, but maybe you couldn't do what he does.
Yeah.
But
I think
that's
you
why
could-
you
I
should
think
be in
you
a good.
could
You could be in a
actually
film
do
together.
Because I've seen a few.
I actually know his
really,
daughter.
Really nice pieces where you play almost a tougher guy, like
Jamie.
I know Jamie and Lois. Lois is one of my good
security
friends.
guard one. You're a hard man in that, and you
Oh yeah,
carry it
I've
off.
seen that one. Right.
Yeah, I mean, well, by
security
nature,
guard one.
when you find the body in the woods, like that. That is
Wasn't a body, was it?
Gives me.
No, it was a bag, wasn't it?
Oh no, it's about. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and I was always supposed to make a part 2 to that.
Yeah, but that. so
Anyway, I
that's
got a
like
new
going
idea
through
for.
filter.
Do you want an exclusive? Because you've got to be inspired by what you see, and that's how you get your ideas. And I saw some kind of story in a clip of a new TV show that's coming or whatever, and I think it's not an original idea because you've seen movies over the years based on this, but basically if you stumbled across, a couple of suitcases of cocaine or a couple of suitcases of cash,
I would ring the police straight away.
You ring the police straight away, you take it. If you take it, who's looking for that money? Who's after you? What kind of shit is that going to bring to your doorstep? The deeper context, and then also, if you've got a family, are they going to be injured because of it? So
you'll just be so coked up that you wouldn't even care.
I'm toying with that idea as a new concept.
That's a really good idea for a film, actually. Yeah,
more of a thriller.
Yeah,
because when you look at those in the news,
you've got the emotional drama stuff there as well.
Yeah. Have you seen The Invisible Man? Just side note.
Yeah, but which one?
The new one.
Yes, with the blonde lady who's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible actress.
Who are your heroes? Your acting heroes?
Influences, heroes.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Well, more than DiCaprio, but DiCaprio as an American actor. Since I was a young lad, I've always loved movies.
He's good, isn't he?
I'm a huge movie fan. And now we're just spoiled and everything's oversaturated because you've got your Prime Video, you've got your HBO, you've got your Netflix, you've got this, you've got that, everything else.
OnlyFans.
I'd spend more time deciding what I want to watch on Netflix than actually watching stuff, But back in the day, 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was this new movie's coming to the cinema, I can't wait to see that. And now it's like you're spoiled for choice, so it's harder to make a decision. But yeah, I've seen every single DiCaprio movie that he's ever made. The only one I haven't seen is his newest one.
So,
newest Martin Scorsese.
Oh yeah, you went to watch that.
I want to see that.
Can I quickly, on that note, one quick question, jump in. So I'm sure you've seen in the news, but the Epstein list of who've been to the nonce island has been released, and Leonardo DiCaprio is on it. Not saying he's done anything wrong, but he's on it. Other famous actors such as Stephen Hawking, who was never even disabled, was on it. And would you, for a shot at the big time, to be a Hollywood hotshot, would you go to Epstein's island? You don't have to touch any kids. Would you go just to hang out with Epstein, Weinstein, Hawking?
They're both dead. Well, Weinstein's not dead, is he?
No.
But Epstein's dead.
Would you go just for like a barbecue? You don't have to touch any of the kids.
If moving forward things like this presented themselves to me and I saw there was nothing suspicious or sinister about it, I'd be looking at it as a great networking opportunity.
Yeah.
But knowing what we know now.
But don't look in the house there. But Saunderson, you can be in a new Marvel film if you just come and have a barbecue.
Yeah, if I knew the people asking me to the barbecue weren't
Well, it's going to be Jeffrey Epstein
or pedo. But would I know what I know now in that moment of him offering me that offer?
Yeah, maybe not.
Time traveling one.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea for a movie.
Back and by the time you get there, you've forgotten.
One thing I know is we're having banter and stuff as well, but I absolutely do not agree or
I should hope not, mate.
With even I talk about children and animals and cruelty, but even if a man's trying to sleep with a bloody 15-year-old girl who's just about to turn 16, I got young sisters, all of that shit's triggering.
There's
to
a
me,
lot of that shit going on TikTok.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
of course.
I just want to say none of us agree with grown men sleeping with 15-year-olds. I mean, but yeah, Stephen Hawking, he's a naughty man. I always knew he was a naughty man. Him.
He's dead now as well.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. But they say he's dead.
Good movie that was as well.
Wait,
but yeah,
wait.
DiCaprio, and
He's
also
a great
another. Obviously, like Kate Winslet, she's incredible. But I'm just trying to pick more than just DiCaprio. But Denzel Washington, one of the best as well.
What about directorial? In terms of the style, the films that you produce, I place you in that kind of Shane Meadows.
Yeah, I love both, and I particularly love Shane Meadows. I love real,
Stephen Graham.
I love real. Stephen Graham, amazing, and he's really hot right now.
He's gorgeous, isn't he? Yeah,
really fucking hot right now.
But
real, at the end of the day.
But that's what I mean. I mean, he blew up kind of late. He wasn't a child.
Yeah, I
actor.
think really it was. It was
late
This Is England that really put him on the
propelled
map.
Him. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I personally feel like you are. What I don't get is why TikTok 1.2 million. Them numbers are not correlating onto other platforms.
I'd like to see you in a full feature-length film, a full film.
I am in.
But I want to see you as the star.
But I am in
as a star.
Yeah. So
wow.
I'm in the Risen Possession, which is on Prime Video, and I play one of the leads, and that's a proper sort of. That's actually a sequel to another movie called The Risen,
Right.
there's a whole bunch of celebrities in that film,
Including
and
yourself.
I'm also a relatively big part in a British film that you would love, that used to be on Prime Video and is no longer, but you can buy the DVD, and it's a proper British gritty movie filmed in Margate called The Lost Choices.
Okay.
And my dad is played by Mark Wingett, who played PC Jim Carver in The Bill for 20
yeah.
years when he was
Wow.
like, the alcoholic and stuff.
And
And that's got some.
So that's your screen.
Yeah, father.
Yeah,
and that's
okay.
got
Like,
some
your real
popular, British
I'll have to give that a whirl. I wasn't even aware of
faces.
that.
But you'll love it 'cause it is proper British Shane Meadows,
the-
gritty.
If anything about him, he loves gritty British stuff.
Yeah, and I get that, and I know I love that kind of stuff as well because
And Italian stuff.
You know, listen, I get. What resonates with me is when I'm watching something, you know, you watch a comedy, you want to laugh, and you watch comedies, and half the time you kind of 3 laughs and the movie's over, and you kind of go, they showed all the best bits in the trailer, you know. But there are, you know, for me, really old school comedy movies are still better, I think, than the new comedy.
What's your
movies
favourite
today.
one? Favourite films?
Well, comedy-wise, you know, I'm a fan of Chevy Chase, of Martin Short, of Steve Martin,
Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey, absolutely, 100%.
Can you do impressions?
Not really, no.
No. Could you not do a Jim Carrey impression though? I'm not putting you on the spot. I just wondering if you're
a
into it.
little, but not really. But maybe at the end of this, I'll do.
That'd be cool if you could do a bit of impression
But, I
work.
mean, he's
Outro.
outro, yeah. But he's great. But yeah, but really, and I love all genres of movies. But when I watch a movie and
wanna hurt.
there's a really you know, an emotional moment, and the way it's delivered and the whole setup, and I'm literally there like quivering lip and tears running down my face, and I'm like, fucking hell, that really got to me. I want to be able to do that for other people. know?
You are doing it.
And that is my sort of style of acting that because it makes me feel those feelings, I want to be able to give that to other people, you know. And so that's kind of that's the niche and the style
But
that
not
I
everyone
hold
can
on
do
to.
that. You have the gift to do that. You have the gift to make people feel.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone. I couldn't do that. But yeah, it's
And I
amazing.
know it's very dramatic, and I know it's very emotional, and I know it can be very depressing, but this is my niche. This is what I'm doing.
And this is real life.
and this is
After-
real life. Yeah.
When we cut a scene, you know, pre-edit,
Yeah.
post-filming, do you find it hard to be Lewis again? Or are you stuck, you know, like, can you...
Sometimes, yes, it really depends on what it is, but
You studied method, didn't you?
yeah, I studied method. I mean, all of these things come to me at different, like, some things can be a much longer process to put together, some things a lot quicker. Some things I can snap out of straight away. Sometimes I can take a few hours. But then I think, you know, again, talking earlier about not rocket science, it's not curing cancer, you know, it is, I am just acting at the end of the day. And I know it is like very extreme, intense, emotional acting, but it's kind of like I've got these pockets within inside me that when I have to do those kind of moments, I can
dip into 'em.
sort of dip into them very quickly
Emotional pockets.
and then sort of come out.
How
of them
deep are
very
those
quickly,
pockets, though?
you
Could
know?
you keep dipping?
I can keep dipping, and they can be quite deep. And obviously, you know, I have to, part of my training as well.
Look after yourself, bro.
yeah,
You
look
fill the
after
pockets
yourself.
as well.
But also, you know, to have created those pockets in the first place, you know, comes from
Life.
But you have to take time out to
traumatic
fill them,
moments
and then you
in
can.
my own personal life of what I've experienced. You know,
Have you ever had a drowned dog or a dead?
I can't talk about my family in a personal way like that because it would be unfair and unkind. But within my family, I've got people that struggle with mental health. I've got people that have addictions with drink and medication. I've lost friends to suicide, to hanging. I've lost friends in horrible accidents. I've been betrayed. I've had my heart ripped out. You know, I've been cheated on. You know, I've got a lot of my own life shit.
Do you use that to
I can draw upon when I need to get into a certain frame of
So
mind.
you've got pockets full of shit, like pockets full of fucking horrible shit. Then you use that to get it. Oh man, fucking hell. Yeah, I mean that's mad. But yeah, I guess that's how you can snap into it.
But that is, I believe, how, and every actor's different, but how it's gonna feel real for the audience. You know?
Well, what have you doing? It's working, mate. Paddington 2.
is I've seen that
God,
and,
it's fucking good.
and I love it.
It's brilliant.
One
of the best films ever made.
Because babysitting your nephews now all the time.
That's one of the best films I've ever
you,
seen.
You still watch all of these kind of children's movies, but like a big one for me over Christmas with my nephew was Chicken Run 2.
I've seen it.
Great movie. But anyway, is fucking Peaky Blinders. So the other day, one of my young people,
see you in that.
yeah,
Well,
one of my young people has got on it recently, and he's almost finished it. And then he sat all the staff down the other day at work, or like last week, and said, "Guys, if you ain't seen this, just watch the very first episode." So I was like, "Yeah, I know all about it. I just haven't seen it." Watched, absolutely fucking hooked. So I'm like, "Oh my god, like I
really?
need to watch it all."
Yeah, yeah.
So that's my new series.
I would like to see you doing like a little like improv Peaky Blinders in the full gear on your thing. Like,
on my Amazon order history. It's really bizarre because you're either knowing that this guy's an actor or has some weird fetish or hobby, or is a fucking psychopath. Because I've got guns and
Fleshlights
and balaclavas and police uniforms, nurse uniforms, fucking. Because I need that shit for the props.
yeah, it costs a lot of money when you're buying that shit.
Sometimes it can cost more than others, depending on the scale of the production. And then I do, film, and I buy my backdrops and things as well. But then the video can generate. If the video pops off and generates me money, then
it's worth it.
I get that back plus more.
Yeah. Somebody asked if you'd used a Top Man suit bag to zip your daughter up in.
That was an actual body bag that I bought.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
these
I
people,
bought a fucking body bag.
Fuck the haters. You bought a body bag, but they were saying it was a Top Man suit bag.
You, that ain't a Top Man suit bag.
Yeah, no.
Some
actually,
Burtons.
I could just fucking use one of those, couldn't I? But no, actually, but now I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this body bag? Like, but
Kill someone, put it in it.
Die.
So I've got, well, yeah.
Kill Sarah, put her in it.
Wait till you're top of the hill and get in
but
it.
in my like when it's Halloween, all my friends and family can come to me
Get in the body
because
bag.
everyone can be.
Your house is like a
something,
fancy dress shop.
because I've got it all. I've got it all.
The world of Lewis Saunderson.
You should open a fancy dress shop in Peterborough as well.
Guys, listen, I've missed a million questions. We've got half hour left.
Can we have Tom Skinner's message?
Okay.
Go get him on.
Tom Skinner, another.
It's a really good
cousin of
quality
mine.
body bag, though. I have to.
Yeah.
Hey, Lewis, mate, I am loving your work. Your video's different class. But you know what I like the most? Was that checking with your loved ones, it's Christmas. That was the governor, mate. Keep smashing, keep giving it 110%.
Oh, what a guy.
This guy, I know this guy. I don't know this guy, but I know this guy. I know him on my TikTok. Yeah.
He's an amazing guy.
So, I mean, it's just basically, that was just like, good on you.
Yeah, that was checking on your loved ones. I think was the Christmas.
The Christmas one, yeah.
Christmas one,
Yeah. I sent it to him over Christmas, and he loved it, and he got back to me, and then when I knew we finally agreed we were getting you on, I was like,
Yeah.
Tom, repeat that on a video.
Thank you,
please."
Tom. Appreciate your message, and nice to see you with your kids as well.
Yeah.
And talking about how these ideas come to you. So I was with my nephew in that paddling pool. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sunny day, clear sky, and like we didn't have a great summer, but it was kind of like one of the hottest points, and it was right at the beginning of the summer, and I thought. We get a paddling pool, whatever, and then he's playing away, and because he's mischievous, he's 2.5 at this point, and he plays silly little buggers, and he's laying in the pool and pretending to be dead, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "Oh, you're right," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just joking with you," and then I'm thinking, okay, and then straight away I was like, "Bing," and then I was like. He was then just floating away in the water, pretending to play dead, a child's imagination. And then I kind of got a couple of shots on my phone, and I was like, okay, cool. And then, that video is what it became.
Got the tripod
Yeah,
out.
and then I started shooting it all in that moment. And then I said, and this is what I've had to explain so much because that video blew up so much that it caused also so much
The kid
backlash,
isn't dead. It's
is
acting.
that I said, when I'm holding him, hugging him, I'm saying to him, look, I'm going to hug you. I'm going to put the camera there. I just want to film something, Carlo. Just give me a hug. And he gives me a hug. And then I sort of scream out silently, with the emotion. He can't see. And then in the edit, in the post-production, I put an audio over where I scream out really loud. So he didn't hear that scream.
Yeah.
I've had to explain this so many times. And so the whole time he's kind of in any part of that video, he's just playing as a little kid in a paddling pool. And then the moment where I come
And you're
running
just
out...
like this.
Yeah, and then the moment where I come running out and jump into the pool and sort of come down to sort of pick him up and that, you can't even see him in that pool because he's not even in that pool. He's in the house at that point. Like, I'm doing that separately. This year is really continue doing what I'm doing, but because now this is going to be my full-time adventure, I want to do a lot of travelling. And, you know, I don't know if you ever saw the one where I was in Italy and
Wife goes missing.
Wife goes missing. That's Claire.
That is Claire.
Wow.
So, again, we were in Italy. Beautiful, stunning, and
Tell him it's where he's from.
yeah, and then I was like, oh, I've got this idea. I've been inspired, and that's when we did that. So, I you know, traveling this year, I can include a lot of content because you're in different locations, and it's great, and it's great.
You're going to vibe off this scenario.
What I want to be doing is trying to put out a bit more of, or I don't do any of it now, but I want to start putting out, like, when a video pops off and does well, is the behind the scenes.
The outtakes and stuff. All right, yeah.
And the process and how I put it all together and come up with the idea for the real fans, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Don't give away the magic, though. Don't give away the magic.
Yeah, well, that's the danger of that.
Yeah.
You're breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Can you cry and wank? Bit of a strange question. Can you though? Yeah.
Can I? Sorry.
Cry
At the same time.
I don't think that's a video suggestion. I think it's just a general question.
Right, yeah. No.
I don't think anyone
I've
can.
never tried really. I've never been emotional and then thought I'll start masturbating. You know?
Yeah, but you can start masturbating.
I haven't either.
I'm sure if I was emotional,
I think that's normally how it works.
and flooding with tears, I'm sure I could still masturbate.
Yeah. Let's find out.
Two at the same time, but
Yeah.
I just know that my mum would want to watch this video at some point.
Yeah,
so
well, you know.
I can't really talk too much about that one.
No, but we are interested in your mum's feet, right? Well, let's call it. I think I looked at the questions and we've pretty much covered most of it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything I've forgotten?
We got into we found out who Lewis Saunderson is.
We know who you are now.
A little bit. I'd like you to come on again.
Yeah,
One thing I
a little
wanted to tell you though is that I read somewhere a lot of famous actors have son at the end of the name, so you're onto a winner like Jack Nicholson, Owen Wilson,
Hudson Hawk.
Kate Hudson. Lots of them have son at the end, so I think like.
Right. Do you know what?
Yeah, either an Italian name or a son at the end is the most popular things.
Never heard of that, and thank you for bringing that to my
if you look at it, there's
attention, 'cause
millions of really famous actors. They've all got son at the end, and then they've got an Italian name. So yeah.
that gives me some confidence.
It's all right for me as well.
Well,
the Italian bit.
Yeah.
Lewis, we've got a gift for you, my friend.
Yes.
It's a small token of our appreciation. It's a book of Oscar Wilde quotes. It's more for inspiration and just when you're in that kind of
Do you know, I love a quote.
bohemian kind of thespian mind space. We've written in it, and
You've written in it as
when
well.
when you need a bit of inspiration, mate, you know you've got a few fans in us.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you for
appreciate
coming
it.
on the podcast, mate. It's been an absolute joy to meet you.
Thank you for having me on the show, and lovely to meet you guys as
Yeah.
well.
Well, we know. Not only is people saying he's the greatest actor of his generation, not only that, now we call him a friend as well. So I'd like to thank you
Yeah,
for
you
coming.
guys are top guys.
This isn't the end of our relationship. We're going to be hassling you even more than ever.
No, we're making a film.
Yeah.
Fans, Saunderson, Cruise.
We are going to do some content this year. Yeah, we are.
And don't forget us when you hit the big time. Don't forget us, yeah?
Of course
We'll
not.
do.
Of course
and
not.
we'll just stalk you. You can kill us.
That's right.
Well, no, whatever. Grazie, Ciaran.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Reverse Cowboy.
You right, Steve?
We've lost him.
Steve, what's up? Steve,
We've lost him.
what are you talking about?
We've lost
Who?
Andy. Andy's in there.
What do you mean we've lost him?
Go and have a look for yourself. I can't believe it.
What's the code? Steve! Steve!
I'm getting here. Stop shouting at me. Star 43393. I can't believe we've lost it.
Jamie, is this some kind of wind up? Jamie. Jamie. Jamie.
Steve! Steve, get in now!
Jamie!
Jamie! Steve! Steve! Get the fuck in here now! Jamie, wake the fuck up! Steve, call the fucking ambulance!